Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. We are in the first day of a new month, which means there's new goals. There should be goals written down, whether you have them in your head mentally, whether you've typed them out, wherever you're, there's somewhere in your area, somewhere where you can get to, right? Somewhere where you can spit them off. What are your monthly goals? You should be making these monthly goals every single month and going out and achieving them day to day. If you don't have those plans, you're not growing at the rate that you need to be growing. Not to say you're not growing at all, but you're not growing at the rate. Now, these goals can be very challenging. Putting out monthly goals and creating monthly goals can be very challenging when you are an entrepreneur, when you're doing it on your own, when you are your business and things like that. I get all that, right? So let me just tell you how I did mine this month, right? So my goals this month, because I'm actually starting up a newsletter, and I added a portion to makeyourmove.com that you can check out. The main website, by the way, to check out is makeyourmove.com. That's makeymove.com. On that site now, I added a link in which people can put their email addresses in and sign up to receive a newsletter every 2 weeks. All right. So in order for me, my actual goal this month is to get 10 brand new emails, not the emails that I've previously gotten. I want to go out to certain events and get 10 brand new emails and then include them on my newsletters that I'm gonna be sending out every 2 weeks. Right now, how did I come up with this goal? How did I be as assertive as I am with this goal? How did I make that an actual concrete goal? Is I have over 13, and I'm going to be sending them out every 2 weeks. So I have over 13 emails already written out and set up. All right, so now I know if I was to have 10 great conversations with 10 great different business folks, and then ask them, hey, do you mind being included in my newsletter? Now I know I have the substance and I have the things ready to send out. This is the same way I do my podcast. I have episodes from, months and months. Actually, the episode that came out today, I did months ago. All right, and I have a bunch in the can. And that's what I mean when I say it's important that you set your goals. You set your goals and know you have the substance to get through it. Actually, I'll close you out with this example. And this is how I sort of got on this way of thinking, on this type of thinking. Excuse me. Back when I used to work at a fitness studio named Orange Theory Fitness. All right, Orange Theory Fitness in St. Petersburg, Florida. All right, and it just so happened that I was working, the location in which I was working, they were in the process of building a brand new Orange Theory Fitness in the city, like in the city area of St. Petersburg. I was more on the suburb part. It was a town. Where was that town? What's the name of that town? I forgot the actual. I think it was Gulfport, St. Petersburg, or something like that. I can't remember the actual city name of the town, but it wasn't as congested. It didn't have as much traffic. Yeah, it didn't have as much traffic at the Orange Theory Fitness that I worked at. So they built a new one in an area that had a whole lot more traffic. And here's what happened when it was built. Is they had the building built out. They had everything set up. Everything was ready to go in terms of the gym. And there were certain things that they had to have, like there were certain requirements about where they built their location. They put it in an area in which the average income was about $200,000 a year, something like that, and they put it next to a Publix. You had to be right next to a gym and stuff like that. There was all these stipulations and all these things that went on when it came to the location of the place. But the main thing, and this is what I want to talk to you guys about. The main thing that had to happen before they officially opened up this Orange Theory Fitness is they had to have a certain number of members, already signed up members. They had to have a certain number of people already signed up through their pre-sale membership, okay? That's very important, all right? That's very important, and that's how I decided, you know what, now that it's time for me to grow and take the next step in my business is if I'm gonna sign up, I'm gonna create an email newsletter. Before I just start sending out these letters, I want to make sure I have a certain number of emails, quality leads, quality emails that I can plug in and they can get my emails. I want to make sure I've gotten their permission to go out and send emails to them, and then we go from there. And that's the way of thinking. That's when you're working smarter. You're working smart. Like I can write up, I can create emails, I can send out information all day, but at the end of the day, you got to go out and meet people, shake hands, kiss babies, and make sure that your work is like the great. I'll close you out with this quote. The great John Wooden. I put this in my book Swiftly. He said, never mistake activity for achievement. Never mistake activity for achievement. If just because you're doing the work and you're creating this stuff does not mean you're necessarily achieving things, you got to go out and create, you got to go out and meet people and make sure you're going out and talking to strangers and doing that whole thing, all right? Like I mentioned earlier, the main website, makeyourmove.com. That's MAKEYAMOVE.com. It's a one-stop shop for all your teamwork and self-development needs. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.